Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the part two of the week three recap. This is a special edition, and what I did last week, I asked everybody if we could do a redraft of rounds one and two. Rounds one and two, you get your key players. If you lose a player to injury from round one or two, it's probably going to hurt you because those are the studs that are in fantasy. And so it's funny because CMC is now in Germany. So there's one key player from round one. Tua, who is out for 4 weeks minimum with his third diagnosed concussion from week two. But Skylar Thompson started this week, and you saw the effects of what their offense can and can't do. And so that hurt Tyreek Hill, who was the number one wide receiver off the board, and Waddle, who is a top 24 wide receiver. So there were some players who we wanted to see how you would take the information you know now versus the information we knew when we knew the draft, which wasn't a whole lot. CMC, for instance, we thought he was just avoiding the preseason. So then we find out, he's got Achilles tendonitis. Then he was put on week R. Not eligible to come back till week 6. So obviously, someone that you're not going to be able to use until week 6, you weren't going to draft in round one. Well, let's get started and let's recap the draft of rounds 1 and 2. So Tyreek Hill, I'll go through the first round, kind of give a brief, like a synopsis. But 101 was Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek Hill lost his quarterback. So 102, Amon-Ra St. Brown. He started off slow. 103, CMC, who's in Germany. And now it's, he wouldn't have gone at top 3, top 5, wouldn't have gone first round. So anyway, let's get through this. CeeDee Lamb at 104. Bijan Robinson at 105, Justin Jefferson at 106, Jamar Chase 107, 108 was Breece Hall, 109 Jahmyr Gibbs, and then 110 A.J. Brown. On the turn at 201, which was the same owner, Puka Nacua, it was 201, who now is on IR. 202, Jonathan Taylor. 203, Derrick Henry. 204, Kyron Williams. Same offense as Puka, but Puka and Cooper Cup. They've had their issues, and so that affects the run game. Let's see if he drops. Garrett Wilson at 205, 206, Devontae Adams. 207, Saquon Barkley. 208, Travis Etienne. 209, Josh Allen, first quarterback off the board. Let's see if that stays. Devon Achane. And so here we go. I'm going to go through, reveal the picks that we had and what changes were made. So at 101, we have Alvin Kamara. Was not in round 1 or 2 in the initial draft. As you can see, he did a jump of 67 spots from the initial draft to this draft. And I'll follow this up again in going into week 4, or actually going into week 5 after the week 4, and kind of see what these teams would look like with their first 2 picks. Okay. Followed by 102, Saquon Barkley, who was a jump of 15 picks. Saquon's offense has been pretty good. It started off hot. That was with A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. Only problem is now both of those guys are injured. So we'll get into that. We actually briefly spoke about that, I should say, in the first part of the week 3 recap. So getting on to the next pick. 103, Etienne. That's a 17, I didn't mean to click James Cook, 17 jumps for Etienne. So that's a pretty good jump. James Cook at 104. James Cook was not in the first 2 rounds either. That's a 36 spot jump for James Cook. It's pretty significant jump, but you've seen what he's done. Again, these are what we know now going into week 3. So we'll get more details going into week 5 because this is now where they're at going into week 3. That's where the draft started. Next one, 105, Bijan Robinson. As you can see, 105 here, 105 here. Bijan did not improve or drop off. Personally, saw a stat the other day. Actually, it was today or yesterday. And Bijan in the last year and this year, so in the 19 starts that he's had, actually 20 starts that he's only had 3 top 12 finishes. Okay, that's knowing that. I wonder if people would have done that, would have taken him at 105 going into the draft season. Get that 106, Breece Hall, 2-person jump. You can see he was at 108 initially, 106, so a 2-spot jump. He's looked good, but their offense has kind of started off slow until this last game. Now, if you got points for trying to block someone and get put on your butt, Breece Hall would have got bonus points for that. 107, Jahmyr Gibbs, another one that with a slight jump. Breece Hall was at 108, and Jahmyr Gibbs was at 109. So they still follow each other back to back, but 2 spots up. So we get to 108. 108, J.K. Dobbins with a huge jump, 145 spots. That's what we did not know. Gus Edwards was thought to be the guy. Actually, at this draft, J.K. Dobbins was made for Devin. That pick was made for Devin. And with the very last pick, don't know if I think it was Ian who actually put him up there. Ian or Landon, I believe, said, let's do J.K. Dobbins. We didn't know what he was going to do, but 145 spot jump. It's Harbaugh ball from Michigan and from San Francisco, and when he was in the pros last, where they ran, and that's what the Chargers are doing, running. And that's why J.K. Dobbins jumps up 145 spots. 109, CeeDee Lamb. Wow. So this is the first guy that we've had that has fallen since the last one. Well, not the first guy, but the first guy that's now on the board who has fallen, because he was originally at 104 and he has dropped to 105. Been a slow start for CeeDee Lamb. 110, A.J. Brown. He did not drop off from this, but I think if we would have done this a week later, he may have fallen off because A.J. Brown is dealing with a hamstring injury, has missed 2 weeks. Monday night of week 2 was said that it was going to be it was a surprise because I think it happened in warmups that or the day before the game, one of the two, and he was ruled out. And then this week he was ruled out again. So let's see if what he would have done going into this week if we would have known what we knew. 201, Amon-Ra St. Brown, another one who has been picked but has fallen severely. I took him at 102, expecting to see a lot of targets, and unfortunately, I have not received them. So that's why I went with Saquon at 102 this time because he's been on fire. And Amon-Ra St. Brown has dropped off. He should start picking up. He had a decent game last week, so let's see how that continues. So Mark with A.J. Brown and Amon-Ra St. Brown. I believe someone said it was a brown out. 202. So now we've got James Conner, who jumps up 66 spots. It was known that he was going to be part of that defense or part of that offense, and it was told by the coach he is going to be the bell cow. He's going to get the bulk of the carries, and that has happened. So 66 spots. That's I believe that is the second highest. Nope, that is the third highest. So you've got J.K. Dobbins at 145, Alvin Kamara 67, James Conner at 66 spots. At 203, Derrick Henry. He was taken at the same spot. Week 1, the first drive, he got a touchdown. From there, he kind of died off the rest of the game. Week 2, he didn't do much of anything. Week 3, he showed up and went off. So, yes, he is still at 203. 204, Kyron Williams. Again, same spot, same person took him, and that is Dylan. So, Dylan started off with Jamar Chase, who started off slow until this game, and now Kyron Williams. He has looked good. There was talk that he was going to be a punt returner, and wonder if that talk wasn't happening if he would have went in round 1 in the initial draft. But 204 this draft. 208, Justin Jefferson, a drop of 9 spots. You're starting to see you've got CeeDee Lamb with a drop of 5. You've got Amon-Ra St. Brown, drop of 9, and Justin Jefferson, a drop of 9 spots. Sam Darnold has looked good and has helped him, but Justin Jefferson went at 205 instead of the 106 spot. Same person got him, but just a round later. So actually, no, not the same person. Scratch that. 106 and 205, not the same person. Rashee Rice, I should say, plus 56 spots. I got him in the 7th round, and he is pretty darn close to being the wide receiver 1. I was hoping he was going to fall to me at the 209 spot, and I was going to get him and Saquon. That would have been a powerful start. Obviously, he did not go here. It's kind of funny because Jason thought he was skipped at the 105 and announces, hey, guys, you skipped me. That's fine. I'm going to take Rice. And, well, I responded back to Jason and said, hey, you're not on the clock yet. So Sean followed up and took him instead of Devontae Adams, as he did in the first draft. And then Jason stepped up and got Malik Neighbors, who has a 40-spot jump. That's another great one. I believe one of these two, Malik might be number wide receiver 1, or Rice might be 1, but they're 1 and 2, I believe. Strong appearance, jumped to 40 spots and 56 spots. So that's pretty entertaining stuff, and it's pretty powerful. These two guys, assuming Rice does not get suspended next year, going into next year, these two guys will probably be picks, 1 through 5, somewhere in there, but definitely some of the top 2 wide receivers taken. Jonathan Taylor drops off 6 spots and falls to 208 instead of 202. So instead of Travis Etienne with Dylan, he takes in round 2 Jonathan Taylor, who falls to him. Myself, I went with Lamar Jackson. I went with a quarterback again. So yes, I followed the process that I thought, value at this point I thought was decent for a quarterback in a super flex, and so I stuck with my process and went with Lamar Jackson. And when I did that, Landon actually said in the group chat that hey, this is that was sniped, and so I was pretty excited about that. And then Landon ended with Nico Collins with a 12-spot jump. And that was it. So we'll go over it again. Alvin Kamara, Saquon Barkley, Etienne, James Cook, Bijan Robinson, Breece Hall, Jahmyr Gibbs, J.K. Dobbins, CeeDee Lamb, A.J. Brown. That was round 1. Round 2 of the new draft was 201, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Then James Conner, Derrick Henry, Kyron Williams, Justin Jefferson, Rice, Malik Neighbors, Jonathan Taylor, and Lamar Jackson. And to end the second round is Nico Collins. Thank you guys for this. I'm going to follow this up next week and give you guys a second spot or second update on this with some points, where we would be, some stuff like that. Okay. Thanks. And you guys have a great one.